Hello, thank you for joining me here. Welcome to Flamenco Guitar Lesson number 1. My name is Chris, and today we are going to go through, if you showed up at my door, what we would do in a sample Flamenco Guitar Lesson number 1. We're going to learn a couple chords, we're going to learn a couple different techniques, and then at the end we're going to talk about how to practice these and what the next step is. So let's get started, okay? First of all, I want to thank all my Patreon subscribers. This video, along with all of my others on my YouTube channel, are brought to you by my Patreon subscribers, so thank you all very much. Please check out that Patreon. It's super amazing, so check that out. All right, so like I said, this is a sample number 1 flamenco guitar lesson. I am not able to talk to you. I don't know who you are. So my first question to you would be, is this your first guitar lesson ever? Are you brand new to guitar? Or if you are familiar with guitar, what level of familiarity you have with guitar, all that stuff will determine what happens in your first lesson. I don't decide that until I meet you and talk to you about that. So this lesson is based off of some decisions that I've made on my own to who you are as a student. So I'm basing this off of somebody who is genuine interest in flamenco. They're listening to flamenco music, not Spanish guitar music. If you have questions about that, like that, what I just said, please leave a comment. If you want to know more about that, let me know, okay? The next thing is that this is based off of you having hardly any other experience on guitar. Very minimal. If you have a lot, this probably wouldn't be for you. And then number 3 is that we would have some kind of conversation about what type of flamenco, and that you didn't have any requests. I always try to acquiesce to a request if I can. I try to appease you if you have a request. If you have a specific goal in mind, of course, I'm going to help you work towards that goal as quickly as I can. So this is based on you going, Chris, I trust you. I want to start and get a good foundation of flamenco, and I trust you. I'm just going to learn what you ask of me, okay? So with those bits of information, we are going to start with this. It's a Soleá, okay? So with the Soleá, I would explain to you that that is one of many song forms in flamenco, and then each song form has many different styles within it. So, and that it's really important, I think, to start with Soleá. That's one of my first go-tos. For several reasons, but one of the big ones is most people are not used to the rhythms in flamenco, and so this starts you thinking this way right out of the gate. And if anybody's not born into a flamenco family or into the world of flamenco, the rhythms take a long time, so you might as well start right away, okay? So this particular, the little piece that I showed, okay, that you're going to learn right now, is part of a Soleá, okay? It's a specific rhythm, a specific song form in flamenco, and it has 12 beats, okay? So we're gonna go beat by beat, technique by technique, chord by chord, okay? Here we go. We're gonna go, if you are brand new to guitar, I would point you to, I'm gonna leave a link for my brand new, you don't know anything about guitar, you want to learn about tabs, you want to learn about how to hold the guitar, how to play proper very beginning technique. I'll leave a link for that course. Highly recommend it, and you'll learn some cool flamenco stuff too, but it's geared towards the absolute newbie to guitar, okay, that wants to learn flamenco. All right, so we're going to start with this. I will always call this high string, the high in pitch. It's the low one in altitude. High string, number 1, that's number 1, 2, 3, 4. You're gonna take your second finger, your middle finger, and put that on the 4th string, 1, 2, 3, 4, second fret. You're gonna put your pointer finger on the 3rd string, 1, 2, 3, first fret, okay? So now you have 2 fingers that you have to take care of on your fret hand, okay? So So we're going to have enough pressure on both of those. You're going to take your thumb of your picking hand and you're going to place it on the fourth string. It's already, we're going to call that prepared. Okay, we're going to prepare that thumb to play. Now you're going to pick through each string. If you come across problems, it could be a pressure thing with either one of these fingers, or one of these fingers could also be not arched properly, and they're hitting one of these high two strings, because we have this fretted string, the fourth string, the fretted third string, and then the second and the first string are open. They should just be ringing as if my hand wasn't there, right? So we got to make sure that you have arches in your fingers, okay? Good, strong arches. In order to accomplish that, my thumb is down here, midline of the neck. You cannot see my thumb, right? It's hiding back here. And you can see that I have a solid bend in my wrist, okay? All right, very good. These other two fingers, we're not going to worry about them. We could talk lots about that. Let's talk about this picking hand. I'm going to prepare it on the fourth string, and what I want you to do is called rest strokes. So we're going to follow through from the fourth string and rest it on the third string. So a good way to kind of get the idea of this is feel the weight of your hand, like the weight of your hand is hanging off of that thumb. It's just holding the weight of your hand, and you just let it drop. You let it drop, you let it drop, and when you let it drop off the first, you should see that your hand just relaxes. Cool. All right, so the name of that chord is an E major chord. There are lots of types of E major chords. This is one of them. So it's a four-string chord. We start from the fourth string for this particular chord. Chord is just a group of notes played at the same time, okay? All right, so that's chord number one. Chord number two is what I'm gonna give you an intermediate step to get there. What I want you to do first is learn this chord, the E major chord, with your middle two fingers. So replace your middle finger with your third finger and your pointer finger with your second finger. And play that chord with those middle two fingers. Get that, okay? All right, fast forward to however long it takes you to be able to do that, okay? Or just pause it. Just stop here. If it's a couple days, then come back, okay? Now, you've got this. So now we're gonna take this shape and we're going to move it up a fret from 2-1 to 3-2. It's on the same strings. Because we're using our middle two fingers, now we have our pointer finger free, and we're going to put our pointer finger on the second string, first fret. So now we're going to play from the fourth string again, and we're going to play an F major 7 chord. We could talk at length about what that means, but just kind of right now, just go F major 7, cool. It's like me telling you a spoon is a spoon. Just, you know, it's not like you're like, well, I want the Latin derivation of that. Just, this is an F major 7. For right now, we can get into theory later, okay? All right, so now that's chord number 2. I told you we'd learn 2 chords. That's chord number 2. So we have the chord number 1 is the E major, and then the chord number 2 is an F major 7. So now remember, we have to have the proper pressure on each of those 3 fingers, and none of them can touch that pointer, or not the pointer, but the first string, that high E string. That still has to ring, okay? So we got to get that, and you got to be able to move between these 2 chords. You can see that my third finger kind of stays there because it knows my fret hand fingers are educated enough that they're thinking like chess players, and they're thinking a move ahead. So my third finger knows that it's going to get used, and it's ready to go. And you also see that as I go to this F major 7 shape, I'm bringing these 2 fingers straight down. They keep the shape. They just go like this. And then my third finger gets added. Okay? So that's an important idea in the education of your fret hand. Okay? To understand that these chord shapes, if you can maintain a shape and just shift the whole shape, that's going to save you a lot of time. So you need to build competency with those 2 chords, just like that. Okay? I would highly recommend you pick each string like I'm doing to make sure that all the strings are ringing, because I can go like this. That didn't sound too bad. But guess what? On that F major 7, I didn't let that first string ring. So you got to make sure that all 4 strings are ringing, okay? Okay. That is the first step. Now we're going to start taking it into the music. So now you're going to play the first chord, the E, twice, and then the F major 7 once. I want you to notice that that is 3 actions, which for us right now constitutes 3 beats. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3. All right. So work on that until you can get that where that 3 is not 1, 2, 3. It needs to be real even, okay? This is where you might want to consider using a metronome. If you're interested in metronome ideas, let me know. I think I have a video that I talked about using the metronome, but it's definitely in my courses. So, all right. So the next part, we're going to go to back to the E, and you're going to play thumb, and now we're going to use something other than the thumb. We're going to use the index finger, your pointer finger, on the first string. Okay? And we're just doing what's called a free stroke. So this means that this goes unobstructed. It doesn't stop anywhere else. It just plays out one single string. Okay? Importantly, we're going to use our index finger, and it needs to go in towards our hand, not obstructed by our thumb. I just used obstructed a couple times in a couple sentences. So anyway, but it's true. So we need to keep our thumb out of our fingers business, okay? So we got to make sure our thumb is out like this. And then that index finger, you can see, if I follow through, you can see it's going in towards my palm, okay? And so a lot of people go like this and have the thumbs tucked or stuck inside their hand, and that causes incoming collisions. So we need to keep our thumb out, okay? So just work on that. Play that 4th string and then that high E string. Get comfortable with that. You see that I'm doing a rest stroke with my thumb. It's following through and landing on the 3rd string and staying there. And then this index finger action, that free stroke, is going in towards my hand, and it is not affecting my thumb on that 3rd string. Meaning that it's not this. I'm not lifting my hand to pick that string. I'm picking it with my pointer finger, like that. Okay? All right. Thumb, index. My thumb continues. It's ready to go on that 3rd string. 3rd string, 2nd string, 1st string. So thumb, index, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. All right. This constitutes the 2nd set of 3 beats, okay? So we are halfway through the 12-beat compás, the 12-beat measure of Soleá, okay? So we are going, this is beat 4 and 5, and then we're going to play that high E string on beat 6. So it's 4 and 5 and 6. So now I'm starting to put ands. So we are subdividing the beat. All of a sudden there are 2 notes per beat. The first 3 beats was 1, 2, 3, and then the second 3 beats are 4 and 5 and 6. So 4 and 5 and, all of a sudden I have 2 notes per beat, okay? So we would call those the quarter notes, 2, 3, and then we have 8th notes, 4 and 5 and 6. All right, like I said, Soleá is a specific rhythm and a specific palo that has a specific rhythm and a specific length of measure or length of that rhythm that we consider normal. And it's 12 beats in Soleá, okay? So we are halfway there. You have now learned everything that you need to technically, and now it's just a little bit of a variation for the next 6 beats. We've done 6, now it's the back 6, okay? The back 6, we're going to start on the F major 7, okay? You play F major 7, then you play the E, then you play the F major 7 again, and then we play that and the last 3 beats. Again, so we repeat that exactly. So beats 4, 5, and 6 and beats 10, 11, 12 are the exact same. If this is starting to get a little overwhelming as far as knowing where we are in the compás, in the 12 beats, this is why we need to start studying this real early in our flamenco guitar study career, okay? Because this is where we live in 12 beats. Most of what we do is in 12 beats. So I also want to remind you that all my Patreon subscribers get the music for this and get it tabbed out and the beat numbers over it all. So consider subscribing. You'll also get like 120 other lessons with tab. So totally worth it. And we'd love to see you there. So thank you. All right. So now we have the whole thing. E, E, F. Then we have that close. Now we go F, E, F, and then the close again. So I'm saying F, it's really an F major 7, but that's really hard to say in time and be able to make it sound good. So it's just cleaner to just say F, okay? All right, so now what I would ask you to do is that if any of those parts pose a problem, then focus on that specific part, okay? Clear that up. I am now going to put this metronome at 60 beats per minute, okay? So we should always strive to use the metronome as much as we can, okay? So it's a 12-beat rhythm. So I'm going to count 10, 11, 12, and then I'll start on 1. Here we go. 10, 11, 12, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. So hopefully you got that. If not, YouTube has the wonderful, amazing ability to slow it down a little bit for yourself, and also use the metronome on your own. So play along with that as you can, and then also get to the point where you can play with the metronome all by your lonesome. All right, very good. So now a couple of ideas. Idea number 1 is about the musicality, okay? I want to talk about the next thing as a beginner flamenco guitarist is being able to hear the difference between these 2 chords. I found that a lot of American students have trouble with the subtlety of that, and it doesn't sound like a big cadence. The musical term would be cadence, would have dissonance and then resolve that to a consonance. And that's what a cadence does. It has tension and then resolve. It feels like we land somewhere, we arrive. This, for a lot of American students, it's too subtle to hear. As you get more flamencoized, you should write that in the comments. Let me know if you're listening this far or watching this far, flamencoized. As you get more flamencoized, you'll start to really hear that cadence. You'll really hear that dissonance and then the resolve to consonance, okay? So I just wanted to talk about that, put it on your listening ears, because I'm teaching you to be a musician who plays guitar, okay? A lot of the skills that you learn are musical skills that are universal, but we're applying them to this specific instrument. So your ability to hear consonance and dissonance and that resolve is universal as a musician, okay? You'll be able to take that. If you stop playing guitar today, you'll still be able to take those skills with you to piano or trumpet or whatever you want to do. So we want to be able to hear that. I just want you to know that, so that's where the magic of this pattern lies. I'm playing the E twice. I'm at home. Then I go away from home for that F major 7, and then it resolves. Now I'm kind of going to be spending more time on the F major 7. I go to the E real quick, but those next 3 beats sound more F major 7-y than E-E. There you go. That's a really technical term. And then we resolve to that E. the first 6 beats is more E, like 1, 2. We have a little bit of a venture, and then we go back, and now we stay away, and now we really feel that resolve, okay? Now I say we, hopefully that's the point of this discussion, is that you would start feeling that. You really start feeling, oh wow, I can feel that extra bit of tension for that last 6 beats, so it feels really nice to get back home to the E for the last 10, 11, 12. All right, and then lastly, I do have another video that would be great for you to continue with if you like this content, if you like this lesson. I have a second lesson, so I will put a link up here. It will definitely be in the description. I would highly recommend you go to that next. And then also I recommend that you download your other to-dos as my student. Your other to-dos are to download the ebook, the Daily Dozen ebook. I just re-released it. It's super amazing. It has basically I created an ebook that has the 12 most important flamenco guitar techniques you should be practicing every day. And so you need to know them. And so get that ebook. It's free. The link is in the comments and in the description. And then next is, so you get the Daily Dozen. And then next would be, if you really like and you want to learn more Soleá for beginners, I have a full course. And that would really, really take your skills up to the next level. So that would be the next thing. I would get this, then get the next video that I'm going to put somewhere, and then get the Daily Dozen, start working on that, and then get the course. Okay, so those would be your to-do items as a student. Let me know if you liked this lesson number 1. This is a possible lesson number 1. I could literally do infinite lesson number 1s because they're based off of my interaction with whatever student that is and where their level is. So this is based off of just a couple of things that I said this has to happen, okay? So hopefully you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining me. If you're here this long, thanks so much for sticking around. If you're here this long, please put ole in the comments below. Let people know that you stuck it out this long. I super appreciate you, and I wish you all the best in your flamenco guitar journey. And let me know if I can be of any assistance to you. You can also leave any questions in the comments. And all the best to you. Bye-bye. Stick around. Oh, you know what? Like and subscribe. I haven't even said that the whole time. Of course, you should like and subscribe to this channel. Yeah, totally. Bye.